In today's 3-minute C6 Corvette tech, let's talk about coolant temperatures. Summer's here, it's getting hotter outside, and you may be wondering what's the normal coolant temperature for your C6 and how you might go about lowering the temperatures if yours is running a little bit on the hot side. First, a lot of people are surprised to learn exactly how hot the coolant gets before the computer even triggers the fan to turn on. So, with the help of HP tuners, let's take a look inside a couple of stock C6 Corvette tunes and see exactly what the fan settings are for various coolant temperatures. So looking here inside the tune, you can see that we get 15% of the fan speed by 203 degrees Fahrenheit, 47% of the fan's power by 214 degrees, and then 90% of the fan's power by 225 degrees and higher. So with the C6 Corvette in the summer months sitting in stop-and-go traffic, it wouldn't be uncommon to see your temperature gauge hover in the 215 to 220 degree area. Now what about the high-performance C6 Z06 with the 7-liter V8? Certainly GM would program it so the fans come on a bit earlier and more aggressively, right? Well, here's a look inside HP tuners at the C6 Z06 fan settings, and as you can see, they're identical to the LS2's settings. What about when you're driving at normal speeds of 60 or 70 miles per hour or so down the freeway? Well, at these speeds, the car moving through the air is responsible for ramming that air through the condenser and radiator assembly, and the fan has little, if any, impact at higher speeds. And in these conditions, in cooler weather, your temperature should be somewhere around 198 degrees or so, and in hotter weather, somewhere between 215, even up to 225 degrees, depending on how hot it is in your area. If your coolant temperatures are at or above these ranges, then the first place you're going to want to check is to make sure that your coolant level is where it should be. And on the C6, we look on the driver's side, the coolant reservoir tank in the morning when it's cold, the fluid level should be right at about this line. The next place to check on the C6 would be the front license plate if you have one. And if you do have one, it better not be blocking the air inlet to the radiator and condenser. Instead, you're going to want to move it down low, somewhere out of the way where it's not blocking the airflow, or better yet, if your state doesn't require it, get rid of it. Lastly, get down low and take a look up under here at the front of your condenser and see if it's blocked, because if your condenser is blocked, then your radiator is blocked, and that's probably the source of your issue. Be sure to get a good look under here with a flashlight, because you never know what you're going to find. It's not uncommon to see a bunch of leaves in there. Maybe a dead squirrel. Poor little bastard was just trying to cross the road. And of course, the garbage bags you always see blowing across the road. If you have access to an air compressor, consider buying a radiator genie, and from inside the engine bay, blowing forward, blow through the radiator and condenser and remove as much of the debris as possible. If yours is super dirty or you're just an overachiever, consider removing your fan and shroud assembly, which will allow you to do a much better job with the radiator genie of cleaning your radiator. Also, because it's such a common item that comes up, I personally do not recommend using a 160-degree thermostat in a street-driven C6 Corvette. Instead, if you're looking to pick up a little bit of extra horsepower on hotter days, go ahead and have your fan reprogrammed to come on a little bit more aggressively and at cooler temperatures, and you will pick up a few. If you're watching this video and you happen to own a C5 Corvette and you want to know how to lower your coolant temperatures, take a look at this video. It does offer several really good ideas. That's going to do it for this 3-minute C6 Corvette tech. If you learned anything, hit that thumbs up below, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and most of all, thanks for watching.